Assess your immediate surroundings the moment your time machine stops spinning. You have only minutes to secure your position. Check yourself for injuries first. Even minor cuts can become infected in this alien environment. The atmosphere is safe to breathe. You've landed in a vast, shallow sea environment. The water is warm and rich with bacterial mats, but don't drink it without purification. Your time machine's shielding will protect you from the slightly higher radiation levels of this era. Stay close to it initially. Gather any supplies that scattered during the crash. Your modern tools are irreplaceable in this time period. The sun is about 15% dimmer than in your era, but UV radiation is intense. Cover exposed skin immediately. You must find high ground within the first hour. The bacterial mats release hydrogen sulfide gas that can be lethal in low areas. Look for rocky outcrops rising above the shallow seas. These will be your safest temporary shelter locations. The air contains more oxygen than you're used to, about 25% compared to 21%. This makes fire extremely dangerous. Your lighter is precious. The ability to make fire will be crucial. Keep it dry and protected at all costs. Within 3 hours, you need to establish a base camp at least 10 meters above the water level. The bacterial mats might look solid, but they're extremely unstable. Never attempt to walk on them. Your GPS won't work here, but you can use it as a basic compass if you salvage the magnetometer. Document everything you see. Future scientists would kill for this data, assuming you make it back. The constant warmth is deceptive. You'll still need your sleeping bag. Temperatures drop significantly at night. Water is your biggest challenge. The seas are toxic with metal compounds and bacterial waste. You must set up a solar still within 24 hours. The humidity is high enough to produce drinking water. Search for deposits of halite or other evaporate minerals. These indicate fresh water was once present. The wire from your supplies can be used to create snares, but there are no land animals yet to catch. Your best food sources will be algal mats and bacterial colonies, but only after thorough cooking. Test any potential food by touching it to your lip first. Wait 30 minutes for reactions before consuming. The hatchet is vital. Use it to chop sampling holes in rock faces to create climbing holds. Your modern clothing will degrade quickly in the UV radiation. Create backup clothing from any suitable materials. Keep track of time carefully. The days were shorter, about 21 hours instead of 24. The boring billion is named for stable conditions. This works in your favor. Weather patterns are predictable. You must establish a regular routine within the first 48 hours to maintain psychological stability. Mark the passage of days. In this alien world, losing track of time could break your mental resolve. Build multiple backup shelters. Bacterial gas emissions can shift with wind patterns, making areas suddenly toxic. Your survival depends on careful observation. Watch how local life forms react to environmental changes. Never sleep at ground level. Hydrogen sulfide gas is heavier than air and will pool in depressions. You must immediately assess your time machine wreckage for salvageable materials and tools within 10 minutes. Move at least 100 meters from any smoking or sparking debris, as ancient atmospheric conditions could be explosive. Your primary concern is establishing a safe zone away from any predatory organisms that may investigate the crash. Scan the alien landscape for elevated ground. You need a vantage point to spot potential threats in this unfamiliar world. The atmosphere contains much less oxygen than you're used to, around 10%. Conserve your energy and breathe steadily. You must find water within 12 hours. Look for primitive bacterial mats near shorelines. They indicate liquid water. Test any water sources by placing a drop on your skin first. Wait 10 minutes for reactions before considering consumption. Create a shelter using your time machine debris. The UV radiation levels are extremely high in this ancient atmosphere. You need to construct a sealed sleeping area. Microscopic life forms in this era could be deadly to modern humans. Filter all water through multiple layers of cloth. Primitive bacteria could overwhelm your immune system rapidly. Your GPS won't work here. No satellites exist. Use the sun's position and mark your territory with debris patterns. Gather stromatolite formations. These bacterial colonies can be crushed to reveal drinkable water inside. The heat will be intense. You must create shade within 2 hours or risk severe UV damage to your skin and eyes. Your lighter will work, but the different atmospheric composition means flames will behave unpredictably. Keep all wounds completely covered. The bacterial life in this era could cause dangerous infections within hours. You should establish a perimeter of debris or rocks, 20 meters in diameter minimum for visibility of approaching threats. Avoid any moving organisms you encounter. Your immune system has no defense against Mesoproterozoic pathogens. Create smoke signals using wet bacterial mats. They produce distinctive colors that might attract other time travelers. Your sleeping bag is crucial. Temperatures swing wildly in this era. Keep it sealed against microscopic life forms. Use wire from your crash site to create tools. You'll need ways to gather food and defend yourself if necessary. The hatchet is valuable. Use it to break apart stromatolites and create shelter materials, but preserve the blade. Your modern clothing won't last long in the intense UV radiation. Create backup coverings from available materials. Remember, you're not at the top of the food chain here. Always maintain awareness of your surroundings. Establish a daily routine within 24 hours. Psychological stability is crucial for long-term survival in any era. Mark the passage of time carefully. The day-night cycle will be different from what you're used to. Store any salvaged electronic equipment in sealed containers. The atmospheric moisture levels will destroy them quickly. You must find high ground for sleeping. Unknown creatures may investigate your camp during dark periods. Create multiple backup water storage containers. When you find a safe water source, you need to stockpile it. Your survival depends on accepting that rescue may take weeks or months. Plan accordingly with resource management. Build redundant systems for everything: shelter, water collection, food storage, and signaling methods. Establish a permanent base camp near your crashed time machine, as it provides vital materials and shelter. Your most urgent concern is finding safe food sources. The ancient oceans contain primitive algae that you can harvest. Wade carefully into shallow waters to collect the blue-green algal mats. These contain essential proteins and nutrients. You must thoroughly dry and heat any collected algae to kill harmful bacteria. Use your time machine's metal panels as drying surfaces. Create a simple filtration system using layers of sand, charcoal from your fire, and cloth from your clothing. Your survival depends on maintaining a clean water supply. Filter all water multiple times before consuming. Construct a series of solar stills using plastic components from your crashed vessel to desalinate ocean water. You need to build elevated sleeping quarters. The ground harbors unknown ancient microorganisms that could be dangerous. Fashion primitive tools from your time machine's debris. Metal pieces can become spears and cutting implements. Set up multiple fire pits around your camp. The smoke helps repel primitive insects and marks your location. You must maintain strict hygiene practices. Even minor cuts could become infected with ancient bacteria. Create a daily routine of checking your water filters, food stores, and shelter integrity. Structure helps maintain sanity. Fashion protective clothing from any available materials. The UV radiation levels are significantly higher in this era. You should collect and store rainwater whenever possible. The ancient atmosphere makes precipitation less frequent. Establish a waste disposal area far from your camp. Proper sanitation is critical in this alien environment. Monitor yourself for any unusual symptoms. Unknown pathogens could affect you differently than modern diseases. Create backup supplies of dried algae. Store them in sealed containers from your vessel to prevent contamination. You must maintain your fire constantly. The ancient atmosphere has different oxygen levels, making fire starting challenging. Build multiple caches of supplies in hidden locations. Natural disasters in this era can be sudden and devastating. Keep detailed records of what foods make you sick. Your body needs time to adapt to this primitive ecosystem. Learn to read weather patterns. The Mesoproterozoic atmosphere creates unfamiliar meteorological conditions. You should construct wind barriers around your camp. Ancient storms can arise without modern warning signs. Develop a system for marking time passage. The day-night cycle differs slightly from your era. Create backup tools immediately. Your modern equipment will eventually fail, and you need primitive replacements. Practice making cordage from dried algae fibers. You'll need strong rope for construction and tool making. Your mental health is crucial. Maintain a journal and establish regular activities to combat isolation. Never venture far from camp without leaving markers. The landscape lacks familiar reference points. You must ration your modern supplies carefully. Focus on items that can't be replicated with primitive materials. Test new food sources in tiny amounts. Wait 24 hours before consuming larger quantities to avoid severe reactions. Create a calendar system using marks on your shelter. Tracking time helps maintain psychological stability. You should establish clear pathways between important camp areas. Nighttime navigation is especially challenging. Remember that modern survival rules may not apply. The ancient Earth operates under different biological principles. Keep your shelter well ventilated but protected. Ancient atmospheric compositions can accumulate in enclosed spaces. Your long-term survival depends on adapting to this era's natural cycles and resources. Maintain regular exercise to keep your immune system strong. Physical fitness is crucial in this harsh environment. You must learn to recognize dangerous weather signs. The ancient atmosphere creates unique meteorological phenomena. Create backup fire-starting methods. Your modern tools will eventually fail, and fire is essential for survival. Never assume familiar-looking organisms are safe. The ancient Earth's life forms operate differently from modern ones. Your knowledge of modern survival must evolve. Ancient Earth requires new approaches to basic survival skills. Notice your equipment starting to fail. The quantum stabilizers hum growing weaker, power cells depleting faster than normal. You must conserve what remains. Gather all functioning tools into one secure location. The ancient atmosphere is corroding metal faster than expected, requiring careful preservation. Your sleeping bag's synthetic fibers are degrading rapidly in the harsh Mesoproterozoic conditions. You need to find natural alternatives within 48 hours. Watch helplessly as your GPS screen flickers and dies, leaving you truly alone in this primordial landscape of rust-colored bacterial mats. Construct a final base camp on higher ground. The rising ocean levels from geological activity mean lower areas will soon be uninhabitable. Your wire and metal tools show accelerating oxidation. The ancient atmosphere's composition is more corrosive than modern Earth's. Begin marking time by the movement of strange constellations. Your digital chronometers have all failed in the past week. Document your observations of this alien Earth in stone carvings. Future paleontologists may one day discover your scientific legacy. Your lighter fluid is almost depleted. Master friction fire starting immediately. You have perhaps 3 days of reliable flame left. The hatchet handle has cracked beyond repair. Fashion stone tools using prehistoric techniques while modern materials still exist. Except that rescue is impossible. The temporal beacon's power source has been depleted for days. Focus now on leaving knowledge behind. Study the primitive bacterial colonies. They are your only companions now. Their patterns may hold secrets to survival. Your remaining water purification tablets are dissolving spontaneously. Learn to distill water using only stone and natural materials. The sleeping bag zipper has fused shut from mineral accretion. Cut it open now before it becomes completely sealed. Calculate your remaining supplies carefully. With current consumption rates, you have approximately 2 weeks of critical resources. Your boots are disintegrating rapidly. Fashion primitive footwear from available materials before you lose mobility entirely. The ancient atmosphere feels thicker each day. Your lungs are adapting, but breathing requires more conscious effort now. Watch the strange purple sunsets with a sense of peace. The alien beauty of this world helps ease the weight of isolation. Your final task is to document everything. Future explorers must learn from your experience in this hostile prehistoric environment. Arrange your remaining supplies in careful order. Organization brings comfort as modern tools fail one by one. The bacterial mats glow with bioluminescence at night. Their light provides strange company as you drift into final contemplation. Feel the ancient Earth beneath you, knowing you'll soon become part of its long geological story. Your consciousness begins to merge with the rhythm of this primitive world. Time loses meaning in the eternal bacterial seas. The stars wheel in unfamiliar patterns overhead. Their ancient light connects you to the vast flow of time. Rest now, knowing you've experienced wonders no other human has seen. Your journey ends where life itself was young.